welcome to Winesearcher. Today I'm looking at a Cabernet Franc because it's Cabernet Franc day. The wine I picked out is lovely actually. It's a wine from Yannick Amirault in Bourgueil, and Bourgueil is in the Loire Valley near the town of Touraine. The Amarouts have about 20 hectares of vines there. They produce mostly Cabernet Francs from Bourgueil and the neighbouring Saint-Nicolas de Bourgueil appellations. They also produce a tiny amount of IGP Chenin Blanc as well as a white, but that is not distributed much beyond the winery, to be honest. This is 2020, and it's from a hillside, Cote, which evidently takes its name from the fact that it's 50 metres above the Loire River. This is their entry-level wine from Bourgueil, and it's a wine made from about 4.5 hectares of vines that they've got there. They're all funded. The winery farms biodynamically and has organic certification, and they're very hands-on. They've decided not to expand their vineyards beyond 20 hectares because they want to focus their attention on what they're producing. What do? A lot of what they're doing, as I say, biodynamism is trying to energize your soils. It's using treatments like sort of spraying silica to capture sunlight. It's working with the rhythms of nature, sort of alongside the lunar calendar, for instance, depending on when you plant, when you harvest, when you treat. It's using homeopathic remedies, so instead of spraying with insecticides, you're spraying tiny amounts of captured and burned insects that you then grind up and put in vast amounts of water and spray on the vines. And the idea is that this deters insects. So there are all sorts of treatments like that going on. But what it really means is that the producers absolutely focus on their crops, because if they can't spray insecticides, and they can't spray weed killers, you need to be really careful. You need to manage them carefully. So the vineyards all have grass growing down the middle of them, sort of thing. So yields are kept low, so they're removing buds and fruit. When they're picking, they'll do two sorts before they decide on the fruit that they're going to vinify. During the process of vinification, they're only using the first pressing. They're destemming, and they're starting the pressing off with foot treading. They're using shallow tanks rather than stainless steel containers, and aging is in large old oak just to sort of soften the wine beautifully. There's a lot of sort of, they would say hands-off winemaking, but a lot of care going into making sure that the wine is made under good circumstances in a harmonious way. So we've got a Cabernet Franc, and it's a wine with beautiful deep colour, it's deep but not dark. I can see through it. It's that beautiful ruby colour. If I swirl, there are beautiful tears running down the glass. This is a wine with plentiful extract. It says it's got 13.5% alcohol, but from the aromas it doesn't seem heady. It's in fact beautifully perfumed. You have a combination that now it's showing sort of mulberries, fresh plum, red currants and notes like that. Earlier it was showing more of a sort of a cassis and red currant note. Very, very pure, you thought at first, and then all of a sudden a sort of an earthiness that's very typical of Cabernet Franc. And to the back of the fruit aromas, there are delicate, elegant leafy notes as well. Sort of some of it sort of tobacco leaf sort of notes, and others much more sort of like the leaves of a tomato plant. That sort of thing. And coming above this is a lovely lifted perfume. It's almost like the wines you get at Margaux that have this sort of elegant violet perfume, and that's peeking through from this sort of more earthy note. Tasting it. The wine is lifted by a lovely fresh acidity. It's got very fine texture is smooth, but actually the acidity really gives them quite a piquancy. Again, the notes that are coming through are things like red currant, plum. They're those red fruits with good fresh acidity. Your mouth is enlivened, not sort of coated with sort of dull tannins. It's the wine is bouncing around in there, giving it lovely freshness. Some people like to put a slight chill onto a Bourgogne or something like that. Personally, I find it closes the fruit up a bit, but it does accentuate its sort of quite angular, sort of fresh acidity and structured tannins. And with the mouth-watering side of things, if you want something refreshing as a red wine, this can do it that way. As I say, I mean the Cote 50, Cote 50 is their entry-level wine, and what a fantastically together wine for this. It doesn't have the power or weight of their single vineyard wines. I mean, the Le Grand Clos is that they make is one of the top wines from this region, but this beautifully together, lovely and harmonious, drinking nicely now, has the tannins and the acidity to last for 4 or 5 years quite happily, and you'd imagine continue developing, wouldn't lose this lovely vibrant freshness that it's got now. So a really nice example of a Cabernet Franc drinking nicely now, not closing up as sometimes, you know, Cabernet Franc can have good tight tannins and can sometimes be a little unattractive while young, but this is drinking nicely now, has the ability to age. So happy Cabernet Franc Day, everybody. Bye now.